Hi guys, Katvalk here and welcome to another artsy video. As you may know, my favorite markers that I use for many years and for many of my drawings are ProMarkers. And if you've been using ProMarkers yourself or heard anything about them, or if you've been watching any of my videos where I talk about them, you may know that Letraset is the company who has been giving out ProMarkers. But as you may have noticed, it says Winsor & Newton on these markers. So what's happened is that ProMarkers are rebranding from Letraset to Winsor & Newton. And I love ProMarkers. As I said, I've been using them for years now. So when I got contacted by the ProMarkers product manager and they asked me if I wanted to try these new and rebranded ProMarkers, I said yes, of course. I mean, who would say no to free markers, you know, right? So they sent me this lovely pastel set, which I'm gonna use today for a drawing, and I'm only gonna use these 6 colors for the drawing, so it will be a bit of a challenge, so stay tuned for that. ProMarkers are basically just getting a new label that says Winsor & Newton instead of Letraset. It will be the same pens with the same color range as before. When I think of Winsor & Newton, I think of high and good quality. So, because I have lots of art supplies that are from Winsor & Newton, so I don't really mind that ProMarkers are rebranding, because changes can be good sometimes. I will leave more info in the description box below about where you can get them and such, or if there's something I forget to mention in this video, I will leave all info down below. They are also launching these brand new brush markers. I used one of these in my Bride of Frankenstein video, go check that out if you want to. And I think they are awesome. And no, I'm not paid to say that, all I say in this video are my honest opinions. So they got this long and pointy and very flexible nib. So depending on how much pressure you use, you can do both very fine and detailed work. And also do thicker and rougher lines with the same nib. They also got the wider nib, just like ProMarkers or any other markers. I kinda wish sometimes that ProMarkers themselves had a bit more flexible nib, because I think they can be a bit stiff to work with sometimes, but then brush markers will be a good complement to that, I guess. I will not use the brush markers today for this drawing, but please let me know if you want me to talk more about them or use them in another video perhaps. Alright, enough talking. Let's do this pastel set challenge. Yeah, so I made a cat again. I know you love it. But I just wanted to talk a little about the ProMarkers and about this challenge thingy. Also, don't ask me why the cat has 6 eyes. Some things can't be explained. Well, many ask me which markers are better, ProMarkers or Copics, and I can't really answer to that. I started using ProMarkers when I was 17 back in 2007. Yes, I'm old, and I continue using them ever since, so I never used any other markers than ProMarkers basically. So the main reason why I continue using them is because they are pretty easy to get here in Sweden. You can get them in almost every art or crafting store here if you don't want to order them offline, of course, which I normally do anyway, but it's because I also actually like them and I got used to working with them. So yeah, they may not be refillable as some other markers, but on the other hand, they are pretty cheap compared to like Copics. So buying new ones once in a while is not such a big deal to me. And I also think that they do all the work a good marker should do. They leave no streaks and they blend very well and they actually last pretty long. I still have some of my old markers that I purchased back in 2007 and they still work. So I think it might just be a matter of taste, which marker you prefer to work with. So about this challenge, I was unsure if I could call this a challenge or not. I mean, people are making these free marker challenge and I'm using 6 markers here. But it was actually pretty hard because all these colors are lighter shades. There are no medium or darker colors to work with here, so it's difficult to create contrast and depth, which I normally like to do. That's how my art style is. And some might think that the more colors and the more different shades of the same color they got, the better it is, and I might agree to that. When I do coloring, I prefer to use at least 2 or 3 shades of the same color. I think it makes the drawing more vivid and more 3D looking, but I also think that's also the way I prefer to do it. But what I come to think about while making this drawing is that you don't really need 7 shades of the same color to be able to make a nice and decent drawing. So if you don't have many colors, just work with what you got. I didn't have many colors to work with here, so I just had to do lots and lots of layering to make it look less flat. And the layering technique is basically that you make one layer, let it dry, and then make another layer on top of that, and the color will be darker and darker. And I also mixed lots of colors to create new ones. I mixed the purple and blue one a lot to make this a little bit darker and more grayish shade. So yeah, it's not really the amount of markers and how many colors you got that matters. It's more about how you use them. So yep, well, on that cheesy note, I'm ending this commentary, leaving you to watch me finish this the rest of this drawing. I hope you like it and that you enjoy this challenge, if you could call it that. Like this video if you want to see more challenges on my channel, and feel free to comment what challenge you would like me to do. It can be anything really, I love challenges. So, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for even more artsy videos and to become a happy cat, and I would be a happy cat and we all will be happy cats, of course. See you in the next video.